holiday, motherfucker. Put the turkey in the oven, cluck, cluck, creamed corn, oh it's savory. Will the turkey be a
Welcome back, Shalligators. We are back. I'm in the same outfit, still looking not great. That's fine. We're talking about Thanksgiving and the holidays and how to deal with things. And like before, we're listening to one of my best friend Mandy's new songs. It's a Thanksgiving rap called Sides Bitch. It's so good. You guys, it's so good. It's such a funny, adorable, witty, catchy song. Click the link in my bio to stream it. It's amazing. I played it for my mom, and like she's a tough audience, but she loved it. So, speaking of parents and tough audiences, yeah, let's talk about just the holidays. In our last video, in part 1, I talked to you about how to deal with opposing opinions, whether it's politics, people who come in with an agenda, you potentially coming in with some sort of agenda and axe to grind, why that's not going to be good, what to say to your parents when they want you to be on a different path than you're on. But that's far from the only little things we are going to encounter when we're socializing a lot and when we're socializing with people who feel like they get a big vote in our lives. Which, you know what? Doesn't always have to be parents. It can be our friends. It can be our neighbor. People are just so ridiculous and inappropriate. And just to let you guys know, since it is the holidays and the time to give back, we are cooking up a really cool charity project, Shallanthropy. Do you like that pun? No? That's fine. A really fun charity project where you guys are going to get to shop for some needy families in Montana. I partnered with the HRDC. It's a Human Resource Development Council. I don't know why it's called that, but it's basically like the Poor People Foundation in Montana, where I volunteer there, let's see, 2, sometimes 3 times a week at the restaurant. So there's the food bank that they run. They run a shelter, they run a hotel for families transitioning out of homelessness, they run school lunch programs, and they also run a restaurant that's a free restaurant where it's a pay whatever you want. People usually don't pay anything. You would never know. It's not like a restaurant. You order at the counter, you get a little number, and a volunteer staff, me, and a bunch of other amazing people. We plate the food, we deliver the food, we're waitresses. I like to be on dish duty. I'm like the dish bitch. I wash dishes in a commercial kitchen with like the big spray thing, and it's all over me, and I have gloves and a big apron, and I pay someone to clean my house and do my dishes so that I have more free time, which I then use to go and clean dishes. Follow me for life advice. I know exactly what I'm doing, but it's an amazing thing. It's really, really, really rewarding, and it's heartbreaking, but sometimes you need your heart to be broken to be grateful for what you have. So anyway, I partner with this organization, and they're going to be putting together some Amazon wish lists that you can just shop directly for some needy families in the areas, like clothes, socks, Christmas presents. They're all going to be delivered to the office, and me and the girl who's running it, Emma, we're going to sit and wrap presents for these people. So I am always a big fan of cutting out a middleman. Like, yeah, things like the Red Cross are great to donate to, but you're like, how much of my money is going someplace, and what is it doing? This is like direct. You buy on Amazon, they ship to the HRDC office, we wrap them, we give them. Like, no waste. It's a clean system. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to be talking about it a lot more on my Instagram. And we can all feel really good about ourselves, and we get to shop. Yay. Okay, let's get into some of your other questions that you had. Here's a great one. How not to get jealous of perfect families and seemingly perfect lives. Perfect is fucking fake. I'm a YouTuber. I'm an influencer. I know how to be fake. And especially in the age of social media, where you are looking at the highlight reel, which isn't even like an accurate highlight. It's curated. It's like, everyone get together for this photo, smile, cheers, we're having so much fun. Girl, you know all the games these people play. You play them too. We are all trying to curate the best looking life. And on one hand, why shouldn't we? Who wants to log into Instagram and see like, oh, I got dumped again. Like, we don't want to see like the emo reel, like the hot topic reel. I want to see like good, pleasant, positive things that are going on in people's lives. But we have to take everything we see, even if it's not on social media, even if it's one-to-one. Oh my God, yes. Jackson Braxton, he's lightning belt in karate. It's so high, they had to invent a new belt for him. He's better than Bruce Lee. He's 2.5, yeah, but no, he absolutely is. He can shatter a Buick with his little fists. He can. Okay. Even if you know in the moment that like this is bullshit, even if you know looking at social media it's bullshit, it can still get to you. All right, first of all, don't look for healing in the places that you're getting hurt. If you have a real problem comparing your life to other people on social media, get the fuck off social media. Because there's comparison that motivates you. Hey, I want what they have. I'm gonna go to the gym today. I'm gonna go to the gym. This is motivating me. I'm gonna organize my closet just like hers. There's positive comparison and then there's negative garbage comparison. You need to be astute enough and adult enough to differentiate which way you go. And you can change that. It is very hard to make me jealous, very hard. The only people I get jealous of is when I read Tatler magazine. It's this British high society magazine. And I read about like Lady Eugenia Devonshire, first Baroness of Twiddlefits. And I'm like, oh God, I wish I was like a noble, like an aristocratic 21-year-old just swanning around her family's estate, eating cigarettes, and then like landing the cover of Vogue, and also a gold medal in equestrian. I basically wish I was Blair Waldorf. That's the only very niche sector of people that make me jealous, because when I see something, then I'm like, I have learned to transmute that feeling of I want this into I will get this. We go way deep into this in this year's Evil Week, which is about the art of social climbing. Because what social climbing is truly transforming that feeling of jealousy or I don't belong and flipping it on its head and flipping it into I want what they have, how can I learn to get it? Jealousy is a very unhelpful emotion. It's a good like pregame, it's foreplay, and ain't the main deal. You need to transfer jealousy into jet fuel. Jealousy to jet fuel. How can you do that? You have to get curious and not furious. If you're encountering someone like, oh, you just bought a house. You just bought a house, Olivia. Hey, instead of being a real bitch about it, be like, how did you buy a house this year? Did you take out a loan? Like, when you were saving for a house, what did you think was the most helpful thing that you did? Get curious, not furious. And you know what? That bitch who you think is just being braggy, maybe you guys could really connect about something. The reason I'm a good social climber is because I very rarely burn bridges. And I very rarely declare someone an enemy unless they really fucking earn it. And you know what a monster I am. Like, I love, may the bridges we burn light the way. But if I see someone with something that I want, I am smart enough at this point, and I've literally just trained myself to be like, I'm gonna get closer, not further away. I could get close and realize they're a garbage bag and they're like a liar and they're not gonna be helpful and they're gatekeeping information that could help my life. Fine, fuck you. But I don't, at this point, when I feel this jealousy, I don't have that data yet. I don't have it. So I'm gonna still move forward towards that person. Like, how did you do that? Your body is incredible. I tell women all the time, I'm like, you have an amazing body. What do you do? And they're like, oh, well, I run and I only eat broccoli. Like, they have an answer, and mostly they want to tell you about it because they're proud of this achievement too. And if they're like, I don't know. Fine, fuck you then. Fuck you, Olivia. But you don't have a data yet. I also think that jealousy is data. What pisses you off about this person? Their perfect life. Their perfect life. Laura St. John, our mindset queen, she is my personal mindset mentor, and she has made an insane impact in my life. And you can join her course and save 20% with the link down below. I'm always trying to guide people towards her because she is amazing. One of her big lessons is I call it the I clearly desire. When you feel a negative emotion, it's a two-sided coin. You have this shitty emotion on top. Underneath it is what you clearly desire. That shitty emotion is a roadmap. Okay, when I'm bitter, when I'm like bitter that like, oh, you have a boyfriend. You have a boyfriend. Yeah, no. You don't have two eyebrows, but you have a boyfriend. That's fine. I pause and I go, okay, what I clearly desire is to be valued and appreciated by a loving partner. I know that. But it brings the focus back to me, not to this person, not to my weird fucking cousin, okay? It brings it back to me. Okay, I clearly desire this. And sometimes your mind just wants to be heard. And your psyche's like, yes, we clearly desire to have a loving, trusting partner. Was that so hard to admit? And weirdly, sometimes like it is hard to admit. You know what I mean? So look at what is like kicking you up and what that is indicating you clearly want. And Laura goes into a ton of ways to like actually get it, to how to go for it. So check her stuff out. She's amazing. Here's a good one that piggybacks on what we were saying yesterday. How to demand respect as the host of a party from the family bullies attending it. Ooh, this is a good question because I agree with you. It is so incredibly insulting and offensive. So you can take two routes. You can go full beast mode and you can say, Uncle Marty, I have worked really hard to put this together and I would appreciate it if we could leave politics at the door because it's extremely disrespectful to me as a host to have a contentious dinner time topic. And I know you didn't come here to be disrespectful, right? You didn't do that. I would also maybe put the word out ahead of time. Be like, hey, just to let you know this is a politics-free zone or this is a religion, whatever it is. If your guys' family fights about like soccer scores, I don't know, football, be like, we're not talking about this. And if that, and I mean this, and truly if that seems not cool with you, you don't have to come, no hard feelings, but I will be policing this. And I mean, I hate to say, it's like, who wants to be like, hey, I'm gonna be the conversation police, welcome to my fucking home. But if it's that bad, put it out ahead of time in a neutral time, not like, hey, stop it, stop, because then you really are the police. One word in this stands out to me, how to demand respect. You can't demand respect. It's like demanding a present or demanding a compliment. It kind of loses all meaning when you have to like put a gun to someone's head to get it. You can command respect. The way I command respect is I have my boundaries. Decisions have consequences. I will enforce those boundaries, but I will not necessarily do them in real time. I don't always do them in real time. When people have been disrespectful of my house, one of my friends peed on my lawn at a formal event. Let me tell you, the walk from the lawn to the bathroom in the foyer, not that far. I called her out on it. I was like, that was so incredibly weird. Please don't pee on my lawn again. And I left her off 2 more parties. Respect is something that doesn't happen in the moment. It is something you command by how you carry yourself, That is how we command respect from the world. And it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. But I would say set your boundaries, communicate them ahead of time. Hey, by 7 p.m. I need the house clear because I got to clean and get up the next day for work, whatever it is. You know, if the erosion of boundaries is people stay too long or they drink too much, like we're gonna have 2 bottles of wine on the table and that's it. Nobody needs a hangover the next day. It's politics free zone. Hey guys, this year, let's just not talk about money at all. I will say that I'm a big fan of games at dinner parties. Like when the conversation gets too heavy, I hand out scratchers. That's fun. It kind of reorients the energy. Or I do a quiz and the prizes are scratchers, like a Thanksgiving trivia quiz. That's great. We go around, we say what we're thankful for. You have to kind of sometimes reorient the energy. How to seem like you have it all together, or rather how to wow the room into asking less questions. Well, this is your folly. If you're gonna wow people, they're going to ask more questions. They're gonna ask more questions. If you're like, life is fabulous, what's the natural question? Really, what's going on? Well, fuck you, why would you ask me that? Like, you can't do it, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You can be the gray man, as they say in the army, you can be the gray man and just kind of blend into the furniture and people probably won't ask you a lot of things, and you can be the sullen, withdrawn, asshole introvert. I don't know if you watched Eva Week, The Art of Social Climbing, but I really go in on introverts. I think that they are an incredible hardship socially because they expect everyone else to do the social heavy lifting for them and they can just sit there giving one-word answers. Nope. I think that that's so incredibly inappropriate and offensive. I find it really taxing to be around people like that because they just come across as extremely entitled. And because I am outgoing, I'm always fucking sat next to these people. And it's like, you know what? I'm not Barbara Walters and I'm gonna sit here and like, well, tell me more. Well, hold on, let me ask ChatGPT what I can talk to you about. If that's how you wanna be, that's fine. You wanna be withdrawn, withdraw yourself home. Not like you gotta be like, get them the old razzle dazzle in the living room, but it needs to be an appropriate middle ground. I digress. How to seem like you have it all together. steer the conversation. First of all, you don't need to have it all together. And in fact, the things that you're going through that are like the weak spots, the down points, that's how you bond with people. It's like, I don't know, girl, like work is going well, the house is great. I just broke up with my boyfriend, I'm sad. And maybe your cousin that you're talking to, she's like, me too, blah, blah, blah. That's how bonding happens. But let's say you just don't want to do that or it's not the right vibe. Steer the conversation towards the upsides. Like, so are you married? Is there anybody? Like, no. But let me tell you, work is just crushing me. I don't even have time to date. I just closed this new deal in Dubai. We're going to be going out there. Oh, blah, 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 blah. They're not Barbara Walters either. They're not like, I'm going to get to the bottom of why she's single. They don't fucking care either, dude. You know why? Because everyone is a narcissist. This is the good news. You wouldn't care so much what people thought about you if you knew how seldom they did. And half the time, when people are asking us an offensive question about like, when are you gonna have kids? They're just like, blah, 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 just filling the air. It's like a white noise. I am guilty of this. I've said this before. Like, I'll ask married people like, oh, are you guys thinking about kids? Just because like, well, I don't know what the fuck else to ask you. Okay, I don't even really know you. I don't want to be talking to you. I can't ask you about sex because you're in a relationship. You know, you're not dating. I don't care what you do for a living. These are the Kirkland signature questions. And no matter what group you're in, single, dating, if you're single, when are you are you dating anyone? If you're dating, do you guys think you'll get married? You're married, what about kids? Married with kids, do you think you'll have more? Do you see what I mean? No one gets out alive of these awkward, offensive conversations, so don't take them personally. One of you asked, I get a lot of questions about my fertility because I'm a little bit older, and people are like, are you gonna freeze your eggs? Are you gonna do this? What do I say back to that? I totally get that, and I actually meant to do a video, I still might, about like celebs who've lost weight on Ozempic. Like Christina Aguilera is like her old self again. I think she looks fantastic. I think she looks great. Like, be skinny, do whatever you want, bitch. Like, yeah, be a little like stick insect, good for you. How to deal with people asking nosy questions about your body. And I think the way to come at that is like head on. You know, because people have asked me, like, did you freeze your eggs? And I'm like, no, not for me. Not in the cards for me. This is a great way to push off people asking about you not having kids. It's just not in the cards. That phrase, it's just not in the cards. They assume it means something like, oh, okay, say no more, I got it. And they back off. It could literally mean it's not in the cards because I don't want them. But if people are really getting like pushy about your body, you could go, again, full beast mode and be like, I don't know, Marie, do you want to talk about your body? Do you think maybe you should get in the gym this year? That'll shut someone up. Or you could say like, I don't know, I don't really love talking about my body. That'll shut them up too. And if it doesn't, this is what we said in the other video. You have the divine animal right to protect your peace. And what if protecting your peace and removing yourself from a situation or conversation was the win versus, I'm going to become this Wolverine monster person here at Thanksgiving or Friendsgiving and prove my point and subjugate this person. What if I'm going to be like, I don't love talking about my body. I'm going to go get another drink. And you just leave. Well, I don't want it to be awkward. Getting good at awkwardness and truly being comfortable in awkwardness is, talk about being Wolverine. That makes you a god. That makes you a god among insects. If you can master awkwardness and be like, no, I don't want to talk about that. Okay, thanks. I don't love talking about my body. You know, I think fertility is kind of a weird subject for Thanksgiving, but I hope you are doing great with your morbid obesity. I'm gonna go get a drink. Like I said, beast mode. Another girl, just what we were talking about. Unwanted body commentary. I've lost a lot of weight and it stresses me out when people comment. First, again, this falls under the category of people might just be saying things. Oh my God, you're so skinny. Like, if you have lost a lot of weight, people are gonna notice. That's kind of the point, right? I don't know. I love when people call me really skinny. I love it when they call me too skinny. I'm not anymore. I wanna get back there, but whatever. You can just say like, oh yeah, I'm so happy. Thanks. Thanks, I'm so happy. I've never felt better. Well, do you think you're too skinny? I don't, Carol. Do you think you're too fat? See? Right? Who wants to talk about bodies? Okay, thanks. And speaking of bodies, a lot of you guys said how to stick to your diet goals and truly not overeat at Thanksgiving. First of all, let me tell you something. If you're overweight or fat or whatever, one meal, no, whether you're too fat, thin, whatever, one meal doesn't make or break it. You are not fat because of Thanksgiving dinner. You are fat because of a million micro decisions every single day, all day long. I know because I was. And if you are skinny, you will not become fat with one dinner. If you ate Thanksgiving dinner every single day, yeah, that's probably going to catch up to you. Honey, let it go. One day is not going to kill you, but I get it. Even if you're like, I know it's not going to kill me, but I just don't want to get disrupted. I don't want to feel bad. I'm on a really good streak. And I'm worried it's going to like kick off the holiday eating extravaganza. And that will fuck up my goals. For sure, I got you. Take a small plate. American dinner plates. Do you know that if you buy a house built in like the 50s, you have to get new kitchen cabinets because the size of dinner plates today cannot fit in the cabinets of yesteryear. Because people had smaller plates, they ate less, they were fucking thinner, and guess what? They were a little healthier. I mean, they smoked, but you know. Take a smaller plate, take a side salad plate, a dessert plate. If someone comments on it, like, just be like, why can't you say like, I'd rather eat this and maybe go back for seconds. I don't need a big plate. Oh, I thought they were out of them. It's okay. It's okay. Take a small plate and decide your priorities. I love pecan pie. I mean, I love pecan pie. I would eat it with my hands. I don't love rolls. I'm not a bread person. I hate a green bean casserole. I'm very persnickety about potatoes. They have to be just right. And I don't need to drink. So I will happily forego those other things and I will go ballistic on that pecan pie, just motorboat that thing. So decide, like, okay, if I really don't want to overeat, I either need to take a small amount of everything or omit certain things and concentrate on other stuff that I like and take more of that. Go in with a game plan. I also find it helpful to eat before, which I know sounds counterintuitive, but I'm like a nervous snacker. Especially if people are talking to me and I don't want to be talking to them and there's something I can put in my mouth to pacify me. I wasn't breastfed long enough. I will just like, I'll eat 1,200 calories before we even sit down to dinner at the cheese board. If I eat before, like something filling but light, like soup, I drink chicken broth every single morning. It's really good for your digestion. That's very helpful. Also, wear something tight, so you are aware of everything you're eating in the realest of real time. Don't put on your eating pants. No athleisure. Dress. You're just less likely to overeat in general if you're dressed up. I don't overeat in heels like ever. If my makeup is fully done, I'm not just like, blah, blah. If there's someone you hate, sit sort of near them. I won't eat in front of my enemies. I will starve to death before I put a morsel of food in my mouth in front of someone I despise. I will never do it. Nope. So that might help cut back on how much you consume. Dealing with not seeing in-laws and family that are hurt about it. Divine animal right to protect your peace. Divine animal right. You know what? If they're genuinely hurt, like sad that you're not coming home, offer to FaceTime, send a little video that they can play. It's like, hi cousins, I know I'm not there. I'm stuck in Jersey for work, but blah, 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 blah. Make another plan to come home. Like if what your family's after is quality time, the holidays aren't always the best time to get it. If the house is full of people and it's chaotic and there's all this stress, be like, hey, why don't I come back the second week of January? We can go to the spa, we can have our quality time. You're acknowledging that there's still a priority to you, but giving yourself a pass for whatever's going on this holiday season. But at the end of the day, fuck them. If you have to choose between protecting yourself and letting someone down, let someone down. Let someone down. Don't let yourself down. It's okay to opt out of things. It's okay. And last but not least, and I'm going to do another one of these videos when we get closer to Christmas, so if I didn't get to your question, don't worry. We're still going to have them and I'll ask you a new round. How to spend the holidays alone. I hate this idea that if you're alone, you're lonely. Some of the loneliest experiences of my life have been in a room full of people. When you feel left out, when you feel misunderstood, when you're just exhausted and you're like, I would genuinely be happier on my couch, unbothered. You have to do what works for you. And if that's being by yourself, girl, be by yourself. That's totally fine. Well, people are going to think I'm sad and weird. So what? So what? They're coming from their own filter of, well, the only way to do this is to be like alive is to have like a husband and 3 ugly kids. And the husband has to be balding. We all have to be miserable, but we have to look fake. Fuck them. Who cares? Who cares? Whatever they think the recipe for happiness is, it doesn't have to be your recipe. Thanksgiving is a very literal example of recipes can be different. Recipes can be different. Your prescription for life doesn't have to look like anyone else's. I'm going to Austria for Thanksgiving, and I think people are, I'm sure they're gonna be like, how sad, she doesn't have a family to spend with. I don't want one. I don't want what you have. What you have in the suburbs of Connecticut, amazing. I don't personally want that. If I did, I would have it. And in fact, you probably want what I have, but you don't feel like you can get it. I could teach you how, ironically. That's fine. That's fine. But let's say you are kind of lonely. Let's say you are lonely. Like, okay, maybe I don't need to be in a house full of 30 people, but I would love to have a boyfriend. I know. I know. Go back to what Laura was saying, Laura St. John. This is evidence of what you clearly want. I know that, Shallon. I know what I want. Okay, then let's make a fucking plan to get it. If you want true love, are you doing the things you need to do to find it? It's not going to find you in your home. Are you leveled up? Are you whole, truly whole and good on your own? Is your mindset right? Is your relationship with God right? Your relationship with your body, your career, your goals and dreams? And I know that seems overwhelming. Well, the idea of a life by yourself should feel overwhelming, and it does. At some point, it's less energy to just go after what you want than to constantly run away from it. So use, excuse me, these feelings as a roadmap. What are you after? What are you looking for? And if it's just that like, no, I know, I have acknowledged all of those things and I am working on myself. I'm working on myself all the time and I am good on my own, but I would like someone with me. I know. I'm right there with you. I get it. Just know that like the holidays are not the end all be all life check-in of who you are and where you're at. That everything has to be perfect on Thanksgiving Day or December 25th or your life ain't shit. No, it doesn't. And you know what? No one's is. And like we said, everyone's kind of faking it. Everyone who looks perfect, there's something going on in their life. There's something going on. So don't tell yourself that you're the only one who's single and you're the only one who's lonely. You're not, I promise you. And I also promise you, there is no impossible reversal. That ex might come back. You could be engaged next year. You could be married and pregnant next year. You don't know. You don't have to know. You don't have to know exactly how this is all going to play out. You just have to know that it will. That's the only thing you need to do. That is the only thing you need to do is trust that it will. Trust that it will. And the fact that you acknowledge what you want is the beginning of that path starting. That's the beginning, okay? You've opened the door. You've acknowledged it to the higher powers and to yourself and maybe to the people around you. That's great. You're on the path now. And that path will lead you to where you want to go. I know that. I know that. That is the principle I live by. That is the trust I shift into when I get sad. Because, girl, I get it. Whether it's I want a boyfriend or I wish I had a career, I wish I had the bank account, I wish I had the body, we are all wishing for something. And I believe that my faith and my trust in the universe providing it for me will intersect with my individual practical preparations for that. I'm going to the gym, I'm networking, I'm meeting people, I'm putting myself out there. These things will intersect. Luck is preparation and opportunity. Preparation we do, opportunity God does. And this combines into luck. So the people you see, to tie it all together, who are so lucky, they are prepared and they have the blessings of God, because they have shifted into that trust. I trust that I'll be able to buy a house this year. I trust the right people will come into my path. And I will prepare in the meantime. I will save my money. I will network. I will put it out there. Blah, blah, blah. And these two paths will converge into my perfect, authentically aligned path. And if that realization and if that heck yeah attitude and that preparation starts with loneliness, sadness, comparison, jealousy, you know what? That's where it starts for everyone. That's where it starts for everyone. You trace back anything anyone has ever gotten or accomplished or whatever, it traces back to that feeling, a feeling of hollowness, sadness, and frustration, and I can't take this anymore. Everything good traces back to a feeling that's bad. So don't be afraid of those bad feelings. That means you're on the path to something good. We're going to be back in December. I'm going to take a few days off to enjoy Austria and London. Have a little vacation. I know I travel all the time. You're like, oh, is it a vacation? But I'm always filming. I'm always working. I will be filming probably. I just can't leave you guys alone. And if you want to connect with me, I will definitely still be active in the Shallontrage. It's our little internet sorority. It's like the world's best group chat. It's all the love and the camaraderie and none of the drama. So listen, if you're lonely this holiday season, come on the group. Come. 5 videos a week. I do deep dives about advice. I do a ton of story times, stuff based on the things you guys are going through that we talk about in the group chats. And we've got 35 different group chats, everything from family, which is popping now given the holidays, to health and beauty, fitness, manifestation, evil and mayhem, post reactions, and everything in between. All right. And like I said, stay tuned to my Instagram, ShallonXO, for some updates on our little holiday charity project if you want to get involved. In the meantime, if you've got some money burning a hole in your pocket, please consider donating to the Whispering Willows Senior Dog Sanctuary. It's just this like organization, this house, it's literally a house in Missouri where they take in all of these senior dogs who are abandoned or their owners pass away or can't take care of them anymore, or they're just strays, and they get to live out their life and they get love and medical care and more love and kisses. And for some of these animals, it's the only time they felt that love in their life. And I have no affiliation with the charity. I just love it. And I donate very regularly. So even $5 makes a difference. You can Venmo them down there. We're all in this together, Shalligators. All right. I'll see you later.
I ain't a side chick, but I'm a sides bitch. Mashed potatoes, extra gravy on my plate, you